guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or to my YouTube channel if you've never been here before. Sorry about skipping last weekend's video. I had a lot going on as I opened up pre-orders for my JONNO pin, which is helping save up for his dental surgery because the stinker is allergic to his own tartar. So if that's something you're interested in, there is still 24 left and they are on my Etsy. This is my first ever enamel pin and they are super limited edition. I will not be making any more. We've been able to sell half of them, so maybe by 2021 we can sell all of them. We shall see. I will put the Etsy link down below. But yeah, other than that, let's get started. Today's video, we will be going over 5 quick tips on how to improve your art. This can work for somebody who is a beginner or somebody who's been around a while but is just, hoping to improve what they already know. So my very first tip is something that I recently started doing a bit more, especially when it came to line art, and that is be messy. Don't be afraid to have the ugliest sketch in the whole entire world. Start off messy, especially when you are working digital, like you have that option to go over it and fix it later. So I find that the messier I am in my original sketch, very often it turns out to be more cohesive and overall just more beautiful in the end, because I wasn't holding myself to a strict standard during that first stage. So definitely my first tip is to be messy. My second tip is, of course, to practice anatomy, but my biggest part of this tip is to repeat it. So if you want to improve an anatomy, whether it be shoulders or ears or noses or lips, repeat, especially when I first started teaching myself how to draw. I used to draw the same thing over and over, all over sticky notes, like I didn't have to use fancy paper. So definitely repeat the process. Eventually you will get to a point where you do get bored of it, you feel like you've made it, it'll be enough for the time being, but definitely just keep going at a particular thing that you feel you're not doing great at. I know that seems like a really dumb and simple tip, but a lot of people push themselves to do everything all at once. So I am recommending you stick to one small part. It could even just be beaks of a bird. I don't know, maybe you draw animals and not people. Just repeat. Don't be afraid to fill up a sketchbook of one thing. Don't be afraid to use a whole pad of sticky notes. Just teach yourself the basics and slowly add detail, and you will get there. My third tip, again, is quite obvious, but it is to do studies. However, I'm going to elaborate a bit and say, while you might want to do a whole bunch of portrait studies from Pinterest, spice it up a bit, whether it be portrait or landscape, which I have to also do, and all these other things. Just have fun with it. I feel like people will often do very similar studies over and over again, and while that can be pleasing, and again, repeating is very helpful, spice it up a bit, make it interesting. Don't get bored of the process, because the process really is so much fun, despite all the crappy parts that will come with it. Yeah, do your studies, guys. My fourth tip is to make thumbnails. If you have a project planned, or if you're like, okay, I want to do something that feels whimsical, or I want to do something with a lot of hair, do thumbnails, because despite the fact that you're going to throw hair on there, this will correlate to my last tip, but you want it to still be interesting to the eye, not just like this block of hair. Do you know what I mean? So doing thumbnails and trying out different poses and ways of shaping the hair, for example, will really affect you in the end. And then once you have all the thumbnails laid out, you can kind of be like, okay, you know what, this one is really pleasing to me, I'm going to go with this one. So yeah, do thumbnails and make them messy, just like the first tip, because it's a lot more fun that way. My final tip is a big one. I usually say this when I'm talking about hair, but it can go with literally anything you are drawing, even like weapons, animals, people, clothing, everything. Pay attention to your silhouette. Make it interesting, make it pop, it can't just look, it could, but it is more pleasing if it isn't just one big blob. If you turned your drawing completely all one color, just a block of color, is it interesting to you? Does it bring your eye to it? So yeah, focus on your silhouette. Try out different things. I promise you, once you consider your silhouette, your art will start to improve. That was something I taught myself maybe a year or so ago, and I feel like it has helped a lot. So I wish you the best of luck with your silhouettes. This was a super, super quick video, but I hope these 5 quick tips helped you out. I will see you in the next one. Bye!